So, okay, so you're pretty close at this point to what the final production version of the Chevy Volt car is going to look like. There are some changes from the concept car that people have seen before. Can you tell us about that?
Well, the concept car, internally we refer to it as like the electric Camaro. It looked very much like a performance car, like a pony car. But the way we do concept cars, we do them pretty quickly. We don't have the luxury of spending a lot of time in the wind tunnel.
Right.
So when we took the production car into the wind tunnel, we learned a lot about the surface of the car and the way the air sees the car. So we had to make some changes to the front end of the car.
And how much do you want, in terms of getting into the car and driving it, do you want this to be a unique experience for the owner and the driver? And how much do you want it to be, look, we don't want this to be any different from driving a Chevy Malibu?
Well, I think the customer is going to have certain expectations about what this car needs to do. It needs to perform like a traditional vehicle, but it needs to also telegraph the idea that it's a unique car, that it is a technology-based vehicle. So there's a balance there too, and there's a lot of trade-offs. So we want it to be seen as something unique, but not something that people are going to have to relearn how to use.
And one of the targets with this car, not only does it have to perform, you have to meet certain price points with a car that does all this. Did that impact your job at all in terms of knowing that, look, this car has to sell for the price of a regular car?
Yeah, it is a Chevrolet, and Chevy is our volume brand. It has to be accessible to the largest slice of the population. So we couldn't price it at $80,000. I mean, it would be very simple to make the car really lightweight and just throw money at it for composites and high-tech materials to keep the mass down. But we wanted to use relatively conventional manufacturing techniques to keep the price down. We didn't want to throw a lot of money at the content. We didn't want to throw a lot of money at the materials. So we always kept that in mind, that it had to be kept at a certain price for the customer.
Okay. And finally, with this car, you have essentially two fuels that need to go into the car. Gasoline being one of them. The other one is electricity. Was it a challenge dealing with how to, you have to plug this thing in, where are we going to put the plug, what's the plug going to look like, and is it going to be easy to use?
Yeah, deciding on a location, I mean, a fuel filler door is easy. The car has to have that because it has gas in it. And those locations are criteria defined, for rear impact and so forth, and convenience to the customer. But when you think about a charge port, that's not a piece of technology or a piece of criteria that we're used to working with. So we try to think about the most convenient location for the customer, a location that was going to be safe. It's got to be a watertight seal and a host of other issues with it. But we think we came up with a really good location. I'm not going to tell you where it is yet, though. That's going to be a surprise.
Okay.